Welcome back to another Movie Killers.
Yes. And this is Star Wars Episode 2, right?
Yes.
Attack of the Clones. There wasn't too much attacking of the clones done until the very end.
No, and it wasn't really the clones attacking. It was more them defending.
I know, right? And this movie is, well, it's considered definitely one of the weakest of the Star Wars, but also, surprisingly, a lot of the fans' favorites from the prequels.
It is, well, I gotta say...
It's an odd ducky in that regard.
Well, I gotta say, I get why. I mean, they had solid writing. I mean, there were not many mistakes in this movie.
You're right. Structurally, it was pretty sound. I mean, you said you couldn't find much. I couldn't find much. The characterization, the character development was where I think this movie suffered.
I would say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that love story couldn't have been more rushed if it tried.
Oh, it was painful to watch. In fact, that love story, that quote-unquote love story, spawned a theory that Anakin was using the Force subconsciously on Padme to make her love him.
Yeah.
And this movie would kind of support that. But
maybe.
I mean, yeah, that part of the movie, yes, unfortunately I have to agree with a lot of the haters of the prequels. It hurt the prequels, if not this movie at least. Obi-Wan's story, his little L.A. Noire stuff going on, was actually, I think, really enjoyable. And he was out there, he was investigating, he found Jango Fett. Though I have to feel that when he went to Yoda to ask him why the Jedi Library didn't have records of this planet, and yet all the scientific data support a planet being right at that point, wouldn't he be like, the records must be wrong? I mean, that should have been obvious.
Well, they know the records aren't... Well, not so much. The planet could have been destroyed. Planets get destroyed in Star Wars. Have you ever seen Star Wars? Planets get destroyed.
It took to the Death Star to do that.
Which, I mean, no, not necessarily. It could be a very large asteroid.
A natural disaster. Okay, I can kind of get that. But then Yoda could have suggested
And then
that.
he, pwns him in front of the Padawans, the younglings.
I know.
It's like, let's make him look like an idiot. Let's ask
really?
the little kids.
Well, then again, it was kind of a stupid question. It's like, well, you have the means, go out there and check it. Oh, there's the planet. Our records must be our own.
Yep. Only a Jedi could delete that. But there are no bad Jedis.
Oh, I know.
Oh, wait. Jedis don't deal in absolutes, but it absolutely can't be Dooku.
Of course.
As per Mace Windu.
Yes.
That was my personal favorite, is the fact that they don't deal in
he
absolutes.
it.
No, I know him. That's not his character.
He dismissed it immediately. And considering that Mace Windu supposedly is a reformed Sith.
Mace Windu?
Yeah, that's actually one of the, I don't know if it's a theory or...
I've never heard that one, but I guess that would explain the different colored lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. The different colored lightsaber, his combat style is more aggressive. He was also he was the first one to decide, okay, we're killing Palpatine, number 3. It wasn't like, all right, we're going to do trials. Like, you know what? No, we're killing him. It was like right to that. But, I mean, that's one of the things I've heard about him.
Something you do in war, though. I mean,
yeah.
How about...
Yeah, actually, that was one of the general comments I wrote down was Mace Windu thinks that a former Jedi can't do harm. LOL.
And I found more support for the Sith Lord Binks.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a scene early on in the movie where they're talking to Palpatine.
Yes.
Okay? And then, Yoda gets up to walk away, and in the background you can see Jar Jar walking in with a group of people. And then Mace just kind of looks down and gets this inquisitive look on his face like he's feeling something in the Force. Everyone's supposed to think it's Palpatine, but clearly you can see Binks in the background when he's going, doing that Mace Windu phase. I feel something.
I didn't catch that. I caught some other more obvious scenes, but yeah, it definitely, even the scenes that remain of Jar Jar, it still supports the Dark Jar Jar theory.
Yeah.
Which would have made the prequel so much better.
Okay, so let's hear one of yours.
Okay, you want a major or a minor?
If you have a major,
all right, well,
you save that for the very end of this show.
Okay, well, we'll do it at the end this time. All right, so one of the minor things I noticed immediately was when Anakin and Obi-Wan are doing the space car chase in the city, and they go through a very familiar but much larger power coupling beam.
You mean the same one that Anakin warned Jar Jar about?
Yeah, if you hit by it, your body will go numb. Their entire body not only was the vehicle, but then hit as well, and they weren't paralyzed.
Different voltage and wattage? He knew it would just annoy. That's why he decided not to try to go around it in any direction.
Maybe I still think it's inconsistency in the writing there. I think that someone didn't forgot that it's supposed to paralyze or basically make numb. It's and they forgot.
Okay.
That's just a minor thing I noticed. It's not breaking
Okay.
it, but
One of my semi-minor ones is when Obi-Wan is chasing down Jango.
yeah.
And they go through the asteroid belt.
Yep.
And you realize that his explosives are only working in, a flat, two-dimensional kind of area. And he's in a spaceship that can clearly go in more than two directions.
Yeah, it has complete 360 degrees.
He could have just, went up and still gone straight instead of have to, turn to avoid it.
Yeah. But a lot of space movies, they make that mistake where they only people show them only thinking in this two-dimensional aspect. It's like, okay, well, I'm leaving the planet, I'm going straight up from the equator. You can go up, you can go down, you can go the opposite direction, you can go diagonally. Yeah. And yet they don't do it. The only other minor thing I caught was, and this was more of a personal gripe, it was more like what? Before Obi-Wan starts chasing down Jango Fett, after he first talked to him, he went back to his ship to contact the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Instead of getting
right
inside the cockpit,
yeah,
where it'd be much easier to communicate, he stands in the rain to broadcast and to get his message.
Well, yeah, he's using his droid in typical fashion.
Yeah, but it's just easier.
There's got to be another reason to carry the damn droid around other than ship repair, which he obviously never used it.
But Obi-Wan remembers never owning a droid in New Hope.
No, maybe he destroyed that droid. I never owned a droid. I just rented one. It came with the ship, which to me was one of the most badass ships I've ever seen in the Star Wars universe.
Oh, the Jedi fighter?
Falcon. Yeah, the one that it uncoupled for long distance travel.
Yes.
So he could do the short distance.
I love the
travel.
Jedi fighter ships. I thought those were some of the best things ever. I agree.
Although it does make escape much more difficult. Well, what'd you do? He blew up his ring.
Yeah, he can't. No
light
light
all
speed.
he's got to do is his little ship.
Basically, it was, I think, what the TIE fighters was designed on. Because the Jedi fighter couldn't do light speed, but it had maneuverability, atmospheric, space. It just couldn't go light speed. So that's what that ring was for.
Okay.
But still maneuverable, self-sustaining, and all that, and pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, besides my two majors, that was it for the minor stuff. I have a lot of general comments though.
All right, I got a couple minor ones I could just pull out my ass.
All right, yeah.
How about the fact that when Padme fell out of the ship while they were chasing Dooku, she's like, "No, we got to get to the hangar." How the fuck did she know they were going to a hangar?
That's a good question.
She just told the guys, like, "No, we got to rally force, get as many men as you can. We got to get to the hangar." What
Yep.
hangar? And who parks their fucking hangar that far away?
Yeah.
And it's a 4-minute fucking travel distance in ship to get to your hangar.
Yeah. Actually, there was something about Dooku that in that movie that made me kind of think. When Obi-Wan first talks with Dooku comes out as a friend, not as an enemy.
He tries to.
And yeah, I mean, it might be him trying to, bring him over to the dark side, right? But do you ever think maybe there's some validity about him trying to overthrow the Emperor?
No.
At all? I mean,
I think that was him throwing complete bullshit and Obi showing, no, my bullshit meter's pretty much tuned in.
All right, I mean,
See, that's what I attributed it to. It's like he's trying to bullshit Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's like, sorry, I've smelled bullshit before, and
maybe.
I'm just glad I'm wearing my leather boots.
The Sith apprentices are always thinking how to take out the Master to become the Master. Even though it's a horrible system to use, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. How many kyber crystals has Anakin gone through? Because remember when he lost his lightsaber and Obi-Wan caught it and brought it back to him? He says, again?
Well, he keeps bringing it back, so I imagine only one.
I think it's implied that he's gone through some crystals.
The thing about me is, how many times do you have to jump out of a ship to land on another ship while chasing that ship? How many times do you have to do that before Obi-Wan's just like, okay, you know what, dude, you got this?
Yeah.
Instead of going, no, I hate when you do this. You're going to get us killed. No, never mind. You've done this enough times. Go ahead.
Even actually in the third one, a bit of Anakin rubbed off on Obi-Wan and vice versa, and how they acted and behaved.
No, we're not doing fanfiction
I know. Well, no, I mean just their personality and how they approach their combat and their situations.
It was rubbing off.
Yeah,
joke,
Obi-Wan.
okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's your after hours special, not right now.
Technically, we are doing after hours.
Okay, I mean, but yeah, okay. The weakness of this movie was the characters and their development and such. This is obvious. This is true. I mean, like you start seeing a bit of Obi-Wan and Anakin's hatred towards Obi-Wan, but yet there's no context to support it. Like the first time we see them, they're in the elevator reminiscing about like some of the fun battles they've had and like how they're brethren. And it actually seemed like that scene was more ad-libbed than anything because it seemed like natural and realistic. But then later on, when Anakin's bitching an anime, I hate him, he always blah, blah, blah. It seems so forced. Like I have to read this for the paycheck, but I don't want to.
Yeah. No, like one of my favorite annoying scenes of that movie is when it's like, we have to keep this a secret. We can't tell anybody about this. Quick, get on this monster I just wrapped a chain around. Smooch on the cheek.
Yep.
That's real fucking secret in a room full of people. Real fucking secret.
Yeah.
But no, you know what annoyed me, and I thought this one was actually a good one. I thought I have a plot hole here.
Okay.
Why the fuck would they send a third-party assassin if Jango was already there on the planet?
That's the best assassin.
Yeah, you've got clearly a trained mercenary. Mandalorian.
I think he did that. He might have had more reasons that they didn't include in the movie, But I always thought that too. Why, if he's the best bounty hunter / assassin, he gets the job done. Whether non-lethally or lethally, why not do it yourself?
Well, I mean, and here's the other thing, and this is the major plot hole for this movie. I just figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay. While Obi-Wan and Anakin are chasing down that assassin, why does not Jango Fett get on his, rocket booster, shoot her through the wide open fucking window Obi left?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then go back and kill the assassin. Because he had time, obviously.
You're right. He could use her as a distraction, get the job done.
Yeah.
Easily.
It sounds to me like he didn't feel that this was mission critical.
Yeah.
Which means you got a huge plot hole right there to me.
I think that actually is a major plot hole right there.
Look at that. I was pulling ideas out of my ass.
I have to agree with that. Because that would kill her and it would just completely deviate the rest of the movie and
there's
series.
No reason why he shouldn't. Why should he care about this assassin?
I mean, if basically it would have been a win-win. If the assassin does the job right, he's dead. If she fails, they go after her. It's like, all right, got her. Yeah. Job, mission accomplished.
Yeah, it's like Obi-Wan jumps out the window. Anakin goes too. Or you stay here with this wide open window. An unsecure location, obviously.
Yep.
And then, pop.
And since he's a Mandalorian, they dealt with Jedi and Force users. So he would know how to approach a situation to avoid being detected by them.
Well, I mean, I got to imagine he was watching the whole time. There's no way he was just hanging out in a bar alleyway going, well, if they come through here.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like I said, you stumbled upon, I think, honestly, a
and
true
then what is with the use of real fucking names to the point where you'd have to kill that assassin? What's your name? My name is Mandalorian.
Also, they specified that the assassin was a changeling, right? And implying they can change their form. Why not, when you run to the bar, as like a fallback spot, have a change of clothes, change your appearance, and walk right out the front door?
Oh, yeah, because that would have been too easy.
Yeah.
To just, that's what they were going for, is to make you think. My problem was another way they could have found that changeling. Just be sitting there in the bar. It's like, hey, you want a death stick? No, you don't want to sell me death sticks. Yeah. You want to find me a changeling. And then just sit at the bar, enjoy your drink.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that's not the Jedi way, but then again,
it's clearly the
Jedi mind trick is probably one of the most Sith Jedi abilities they use.
Yeah, it's like, here, let me rechange the way you think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, instead of making you a hindrance, let me make you helpful.
Let's see. Oh yeah, because you brought that scene up. I was gonna say, did you want to buy some death sticks? But
I've already got a thorough supply of death sticks.
Clearly.
Thank you very much.
Now, there was some things I know, because this was supposed to be the beginning fall of Anakin. Like, his anger building up, and there are...
when he kills a bunch of people?
Well, there are parts that lead up to that, and, like, Padme did, like, blatantly in front of everyone completely undermine his authority as a Jedi.
Oh, yeah, she called him the fuck out.
Oh, no, he's a Padawan.
He's just a Padawan.
Or not even a Jedi. It's like, what?
And even he's like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Bitch want to get slapped? What?
And while I don't think that Anakin's emotional reaction to his mother's capture, torture, and death, but killing their young and women was going a little too far, maybe?
Not the younglings!
I still think that, yeah, his reaction wasn't completely uncalled for the Tusken
you know
Raiders.
What? For us.
Yeah.
Not a religious order that prides themselves on self-control.
That's true.
That's like saying, it's like, I understand how Batman could kill the Joker. No, you can't. That's not Batman's code. That's not the Jedi code.
That's true.
You don't kill unless you absolutely have to. He could have walked out of there, no problem.
Yeah, he could have.
You see, that was the anger taking hold. That was the Palpatine saying, yes, feed.
Palpatine feeding into it, Padme even other times. And there was times that even the Jedi Council and even Obi-Wan, they kind of, and this dips more in the third movie too, but the way they talked to Anakin, their approach pushed him more and more to the dark side.
Well, that's because they were trying to the thing is, they were trying to avoid that exact subject. They were trying to kick the pride out.
Yeah.
But the problem is it only hurt his pride. It didn't kill it.
Exactly.
See, they would have had to shown him multiple times that he is not the best. Like, you want to teach Anakin Skywalker that he's not better than Yoda. You don't tell him he's not better than Yoda. You get Yoda in there to show him he's not better than Yoda.
And you don't tell him he's a chosen one.
Because you don't even get to see... Anakin didn't even get to see Yoda fight.
Yep.
He was knocked the fuck out.
Yep.
Patting himself on the back.
Yep.
With one hand. But no, the classic movie villain mistake. Let's just tie into posts and have monsters eat them. But why? We have these floating things. We could just cut them to pieces and they can't even fight back. Not even use the Force, apparently.
Yeah, that was a little odd on Dooku's part because...
But then again, it happens in every other Star Wars trilogy, too.
It does.
We can kill him? No, let's not kill him yet.
Yeah, it happens, and but it doesn't excuse that it does happen. Because I even kind of noticed that. It's like, okay, you have them. They're not going to join you. You know they're going to keep fighting you. You're a villain. You're willing to kill. Just kill them. Done. Mm-hmm. They got more.
Do they?
In which case, they would have had a no-name Jedi go there and die instead of Obi-Wan being captured and stuff.
What you got to remember is that every Jedi is equal. Every Jedi is the no-name Jedi. If this was a movie about Mace Windu, Obi-Wan would be the no-name Jedi sent to another planet who was dumb enough to get fucking caught.
I know, too, right?
Of course, then again...
Come on.
The other thing was the non-lethal throw.
Yeah.
To the praying mantis monster. I'm like, sorry, dude. You're supposed to be a Jedi. I've seen what you can do with a throw.
Yeah.
I've seen what you personally can do with a throw, and that's it. It's the best you got.
Yeah, there are definitely some weak points in the movie.
And how many Jedis carry loner sabers? Because that wasn't Anakin and Obi-Wan's lightsabers that got thrown
actually,
at them.
The Jedi knew they were going to a rescue mission. They knew this, so they probably brought some, figuring, you know what, they probably don't have their lightsaber.
Well, then they're optimistic as fuck, because he got captured by the enemy. Oh, he's still alive. Are you sure? Well, there was just a large disturbance in the Force not a few hours ago, since after we got the last communique, but I'm going to assume he's okay.
Yeah. Then again, maybe the Force told them, guided them to bring an extra lightsaber.
Two,
yeah. And it could just be simple as that. Simple of, I have a feeling I should bring some extra lightsabers.
Well, there were extras lying around.
Those are parts.
I watched a lot of Jedis drop.
Yeah.
But,
a lot did fall. Unfortunately, the worst death in that movie was Jango Fett's. So anticlimactic.
No, you see, that was honestly, to me, that was trying to show off Mace Windu ain't no bitch.
I get that, but...
You see, it was being like, he's killed Jedi. Like, Jango's killed Jedis before. He's faced off against Jedis. He's not scared. And then Mace Windu just walks up and goes, you ain't never dealt with me.
Yeah.
And it's like the Yoda, because they even marked that, he's more powerful than Mace Windu, or he's better with a lightsaber than Yoda, and all that crap. That's why. These guys are the benchmark. You think if Jango had ever walked up to Yoda, he'd be walking away? Well, probably because Yoda wouldn't kill him.
Well, Yoda would just use the Force to kind of...
Yeah, Mace Windu's not a big Force guy. He's a lightsaber guy.
Yeah, no, he's a
That's why he's got the special purple one.
Yeah. Well, that was also Samuel L. Jackson insisting on having a purple lightsaber.
No, but that's the thing is, in movies.
In universe,
you wouldn't have a special lightsaber unless you really, really liked your lightsaber.
Yeah. Because in universe, you'd have to find a purple kyber crystal, or have it made, or make it himself. Which means you are going to otherwise be lucky, but there's no such thing as luck. Good. So the Force guided him to find, or he earned it. Maybe it was a rare crystal that he earned through some trials. And they're like, this is yours. Yep. You've earned this. Yeah, I mean, but really, Jango Fett to me is still anticlimactic death. I would like to see it just a little more before he died. Just a little more back and forth would have been, in my opinion, a little better.
Yeah.
I also felt that even though I like a villain who's not revealed right away, maybe giving Dooku a little more presence earlier in the movie would have been better.
Yeah. Or maybe just Yoda crushing him with the Force would have been a whole lot more useful.
Or just flinging them aside while getting them up. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, just, like, he obviously wanted to kill Dooku.
Yeah.
He wasn't in a lightsaber fight to hurt him.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yoda, I think, is one of the few Jedi that lives by the code.
Again, you now see the ability of Dooku, and Dooku never used that ability against Anakin or Obi. Yeah. Oh, hold on, let me just crush that lightsaber handle. What just, fuck.
Yep.
I'm unarmed. Oh, yeah, because, I can move giant rocks. I can move giant pieces of machinery off the wall. Mm-hmm. That clearly had to have been mounted to a fucking rock wall.
Yeah.
But I can't crush your lightsaber from here.
Yep.
Just not a skill I have, I'm sorry.
Whereas on how it should have ended, the guy did with A New Hope, it showed Obi-Wan just crushing Anakin's robotic parts one by one. And just
the hands, because he didn't have the robotic legs yet.
No, this was when he was Darth Vader in Episode 4. That fight.
Yeah,
it's hilarious to watch. And I give the guy props for doing that.
I mean, I would like to reiterate, this whole story's been destroyed previously in the last episode. So, right now we're just kind of splitting hairs here.
Yeah, okay, well...
I'm just so proud of that. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep bringing it up because of how proud I am. I killed the entire franchise in one fucking scene.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and throw out my major ones then, I guess.
Here's your major ones now that I finally came up with one of my own.
Alright, so the first thing I noticed was... Alright, why didn't Anakin return and free his mother earlier? The Jedi Order should have approved that expenditure easily. And they know that he was troubled. The reason he was even tested, like, no, you fear for your mother. Why not fix that to eliminate that potential problem that could bring him down the dark side because of emotional? If he knew his mother was in good hands and okay, he would have been fine. In fact, it was because he had a voice vision of her dying and being tortured that he went to go find her.
He heard her calling for help using
exactly.
the Force, yeah.
Which also led him more, well, why didn't the Jedi do something?
Well,
so I'm just saying.
He never went to the Jedi.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, the Jedi knew about his mother.
They didn't.
They did. First movie, when he was being tested, it was like...
Oh, well, they knew his mother was still trapped on the planet, but
yeah.
she thought she was still with her safe slaver.
Yeah, actually, the way it would...
and then they probably got news that she was freed and married Lars.
Yeah, and she was actually in a good position. It's just that she got picked up by Tusken Raider, and he tried to get her back. Remember,
they didn't know about the Tusken Raider. They knew she had been freed and married off.
Yeah, but her husband was injured. He's like, I would have went for it. I just couldn't go anymore.
Why didn't they alert the Jedi Council?
That's true.
Why didn't they even try to alert his son? Hey, your mother's been abducted. It's been a month. They can obviously send communications because...
Yes. I'm just saying, though, I
still
think that earlier on, before this point, if they had just said, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll pay for her freedom, that problem's solved.
Well, because Anakin even says, we're not one for possessions.
That's true.
Or relationships.
But it doesn't mean they don't have resources.
Or no. But they don't want his mother around because that's a relationship. That's a possession. That's his mother.
Yeah.
You don't see any other Padawan mothers.
But you are right. She was sold made to a husband, or a Katega husband, so that really kind of does break that one. But the only one I saw them was, wouldn't the Camino, who were making the clones, have contacted the Republic after not hearing from them about their army before everyone had to find it? I mean, really, it's like, all right, I forgot Count Dooku's original name.
I do too as well.
But essentially, he ordered this clone army for the Republic.
I think Dooku was his real name, and that he went under Darth Sidious?
No. It was Darth Tyrannus is his Darth name. Count Dooku is his, and not with the Sith. I'm with the Separatists.
It's his title.
Yeah, it was an alternate eco he was using. But essentially, why didn't they say, "Hey, Republic, we got your army about ready. The first shipment's done." What army? You know, it's something that they should have contacted. I mean, if you're making a product for a customer and you finish the first 1 million product of it, and you have like a 10 million contract, don't you like, hey, are you guys going to start getting this or what?
Okay.
I mean, obviously they must have been paid already because they weren't they didn't care that much, and Jango was getting paid big top dollar already.
I just thought of 2 minor plot holes. Maybe even this one might even be a major plot hole.
Okay.
But, okay. Hypothetically, I'm in a facility that's cloning my DNA.
Yes.
Okay? And I need to get away from somebody. you know what? I'll just leave. Not try to meld in with the thousands and thousands of people who look just like me.
Yeah, I know.
Which means if he had not got away, Obi-Wan wouldn't have been able to follow him. If Obi-Wan wasn't able to follow him, he never would have got to that planet. He never would have been captured.
Yeah.
Therefore, nobody else would have been able to meet up on that planet. Therefore, they would have had the clone army sooner, thus maybe destroying the Jedi Order even quicker.
Yeah. But
thus, no showdown with...
But the odd thing is, his plan depended on the Jedi getting the clone army.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't tell them about it, how are they supposed to go get it? I mean, really, if Dooku killed Obi-Wan,
yeah,
and he never got it out there, oh, there's a clone army out here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What happens? Nothing. They just keep making more clones. They keep training them. They're like, we ever going to combat? Well, they'll call eventually. It's been 6 years. Are you sure? No, it's been 10 years now. You know.
Are we getting paid?
Yeah. So, yeah, I just felt like that was definitely a point left off and just kind of dropped, which could definitely derail the rest of the movie to some extent. But I mean, not horribly, but it's the best I pretty much found. I mean, but speaking of Jango, the Slave 1 and Slave 2 ships, that design just was always weird to me.
Yeah. How about one of the ones that kind of... Well, alright, I'm going to break this up into 2 parts.
Okay.
But the first one being, hey, I'm taking this droid with me. What droid? C-3PO. Thanks for letting us know. It's not like we were using him for anything on this planet where, you know, having droids is useful, apparently. So much so that I wouldn't recognize the same freaking droid that I owned, 20 years in the future, that goes by the exact same call name as he did before he left.
Same voice,
He's just shinier.
same personality, everything.
You know.
And actually, in the 2-parter cartoon of Clone Wars, it showed when C-3PO got the shiny outer shell, the chastity.
Yeah.
Basically, it was because he was with Padme and serving her that he needed to look a bit more better.
Buff and shine, yeah.
So and so Anakin saw that. So really, the prequels do undermine that Vader not recognizing C-3PO.
No, not Vader. I'm talking about Owen.
Oh, Owen. Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying Owen, he bought C-3PO.
Yeah.
The droid he used to own. Never makes any reference to having owned this droid. Having lived with this droid for, well, I gotta imagine hundreds, or at least 5 years. And trust me, if I've lived with something for 5 years, I'd recognize it if I saw it again.
Yeah. Especially C-3PO.
Yeah, I was gonna say hundreds of years, but then again, I don't know how long they live.
Like
we don't know the lifespan of Jedis.
Yeah, or humanoids.
What's
in that
a year
part.
to them might be thousands of years to us.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far
And technology is super advanced. We don't know how, like you said, you don't know the average lifespan of a humanoid in that universe, in that galaxy, in that time.
Yeah. We know that Anakin doesn't travel with any kind of, med kit. That's useful. We know it over because he got hurt before, and then his mom, he didn't have anything for her. Here's something to stabilize you.
Yeah.
God forbid somebody who goes around with a giant flaming sword doesn't carry just a little.
Not to mention, he went there because he heard her calling out for help, and it's like...
Yeah. Oh, and she was trapped by these guys who like to hurt people. Notice the missing leg.
Yeah.
But no, he does nothing to help her. At all.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree. And that's where the biggest complaint of this particular movie comes in. It's the writing isn't as consistent as it could have been.
Yeah. And
structurally, the most of the movie is fine from a general storytelling perspective, but the actual characters and minor details are kind of foobarred a lot.
Yeah. Like one of the bigger small plot holes I just realized is, why didn't he just leave the Jedi Order? That way he could have the wife.
Yeah, and once again, it's something
You don't have to be a Jedi now. I mean, you're trained. You got the training, but I'm sure you could leave anytime you like. You don't have to stay.
Dooku left.
Yeah.
Just like that. Like, all right.
Deuces on out.
And there's nothing saying the Jedi has to remain or report back. It'd be like, they'll put on record MIA or left, and they might ask for me your lightsaber back or something or whatever. But
what are you going to do now? I'm going to be Padme's personal security while she works for the Senate. Because Lord knows she would never need personal security that's able to be a Force user. It's not like she gets attacked in every goddamn movie. until she finally dies of a broken heart and childbirth, which you think is something they'd have fixed by
Well,
now.
it wasn't childbirth because the robot even said there's nothing wrong with her physically. It's just that it's like she's giving up.
Oh, so yeah, so there you go. You see, it's, every assassination attempt, and all she had to do was date her, then kick her to the curb.
And even her death was just like a what? But that's still.
Yeah, well, I mean,
But I mean, yeah, this movie overall, though, I
don't know. We got a couple of major plot killers.
we got a couple of things that definitely break the movie up and derail it enough that I consider we definitely broke it. And yeah, I mean, but for the most part, like you point out at the very beginning of this, the movie structurally is fine. It's just there's a lot of padding that someone didn't do their homework, or it's just not consistent with the established universe, or it's just kind of weak.
Yeah.
Like they could have spent half of that love story aspect of the movie, which was like half the movie, condensed it, showed a realistic relationship between not only Anakin and Padme, but also Anakin and Obi-Wan. So this way, when he falls and they are fighting, that fight in the third movie is even more emotionally impactful, as opposed to if you had just done that fight after this movie, like Obi-Wan, like who cares? Whiny little bitch. / high ground, the best power ever. But yeah, I mean it's. I agree with some that I think it is one of the weaker of all the Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Then again, I just rewatched New Hope and I kind of felt that was a bit
well, I mean,
dull.
I disagree, but then
visually,
again,
there are some moments in that for that time era. It's
amazing.
great.
Yeah, honestly, I think the story is solid for that movie.
Yeah, okay, we'll
and
discuss
that's why
that when we get
Lucas
there.
chose it. But
Yeah, we'll discuss that when we get there. But
still, you know what this movie was really missing? If you ask me, Barrow Fett. Instead of Jango Fett, Barrow Fett.
So an entire facility of John Barrowmans walking around. Oh
yeah.
My gosh.
How do you defeat a clone army of Barrow Fetts? Well, first of all, after a while, you got to worry about, some problems. But other than that, I mean, Barrow Fetts.
Wow. Yeah, we definitely need to make a comment about that one. But
yeah, the Barrow
Fett.
Fett.
That's a good call. John Barrowman for Jango Fett.
Yep. Because then you get the little Barrow Fett. You get all of the Barrow army. The Barrow troopers. Oh, it'd be great. Where are they pulling these guns out of? I don't know, but the ratings for this movie just went up.
Oh wow, that's good. I think that's what I was leaning towards too for who Barrowman should play.
Yeah, the Barrow Fett. Yeah, everybody wants the Barrow Fett.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if there's any other point or you want to make about
I
this?
can come up with a couple if you want me to sit here for a second and think.
Just if you want to. If not, I mean, the movie.
I always want to.
I mean,
that's why we do this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like you said, structurally, and I agree, it's not that bad of a movie, structurally speaking. It's just there's a lot of padding that kind of. So it's. I mean, you can go on some more. I got really nothing else to talk about except general comments of this or that, or I can just respond to what you got. But to me, it was just a movie that it.
Well, how about the fun little fact that Anakin, you really need to stop losing your lightsaber. Hey Obi, where the fuck has your lightsaber gone 4 times in this damn movie?
That is ironic. He did lose it 4 times in the movie.
Maybe more. That's what I can remember off the top of my head. He lost it in the Dooku fight. He lost it in the Jango fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got captured by Jango.
He lost it in the original siege when he got captured.
Yeah.
Okay. He lost it in the fight with Darth Maul. I do want to bring that up.
Yeah, he had to use Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
Yeah, so he permanently lost it in that
Well,
one.
maybe that's like a trying to really reiterate that fact. It's like it's a life lesson for him. It's
but
like
I'm sure
this is your life.
Loss in there somewhere.
Probably. I know number 3 it happens at least. I'm pretty sure. But either way,
But don't forget to not lose your lightsaber. You really need this thing. I'm making this important. Don't lose this.
because he keeps doing it. He's trying to push on Anakin. Please don't make my mistake. For the love of the Force.
No, I'm sorry. That to me that just sounds like the pot calling the kettle. Hey, don't do this. We're better than this.
I honestly think it's more or less that he keeps doing it. He's trying to impart that wisdom from experience.
But I mean, you really want to cover it. I can't think of any major character Jedi to not lose it, because you never see Yodas in the 4th, 5th, or 6th movies.
Yeah, no.
I know that Luke lost his. Vader lost his to Luke cutting his fucking hand off. You never even see Palpatine's.
Except in the next movie.
Yeah, but I mean, after that...
But there's actually, I think the legends explain that he considers a lightsaber a Jedi's weapon, and he just despises having to use it. So he'll only use it if he absolutely has to. Otherwise, he'll rely on Force abilities all day.
But yeah, I mean, just so much lightsaber loss, and
yeah,
I'm surprised more people don't have them on the black market.
That is true. Didn't the one D&D campaign we found like the DM
like
gave us five lightsabers that Jabba had?
Yeah,
and we were trying to buy them because we just wanted them.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't want to give it to us, but we just wanted it anyways for our collection.
Of course, he shouldn't have them anyway.
But he made it pretty clear we couldn't get those in Force.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. You think those would be more readily accessible?
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine the black market, they would pop up a bit because...
Yeah. And then, the ultimate destruction of lightsaber occurs. The borrowed saber, as it were.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just cut that in half, huh? Okay. First person to ever pull that one off other than Obi. And that was a dual lightsaber, so he still had a lightsaber.
Yeah, he designed it for that reason. It got cut in half. He could still have at least one functional lightsaber.
Oh, I thought because he was better with the staff than the sword.
A double-sided lightsaber like that, you can't really fight like your normal staff stances. You're more limited because you can't grab it anywhere on there.
No, but you're less limited with the fact that you don't need to reposition as much.
Yeah, that is true.
Because to me, there was a lot of just... it was visually cute, I'll give you that, but completely useless movements. Like, randomly flipping the lightsaber up and down before you just jam it straight down. No, you could have just turned it over, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, there are
two fingers at the bottom. It'll flip its own self, and then you bring it down. You don't have to do this. Well, let me spin it around a few times to look badass, and then...
But I mean, if you use a weapon on a daily basis or train it on a daily basis, you get the basics done and the streamline. You're like, okay, I can do it efficiently. But you practice that so many times, you're like, this is boring. I'm gonna try to put a little flair to it. It's life. It's what we want to do. It's like, yeah, I could just do this, or I could look like a badass, do this, and bam, and like, yeah, that's right. And I can understand why that would happen. But yes, efficiently speaking. Wasted movement.
Yeah. But, I mean, I just thought of a couple other ones.
Okay, yeah.
Second, why the fuck do you disable the camera in the room? Oh, because they're force sensitive? Fuck it. Give them as much help as possible.
Yeah, that was kind of...
That was just stupid.
Then again, that might have been, I mean, with the whole, like a one-sided looking relationship between Anakin and Padme in that movie, and she was like, maybe he'll be looking at me the whole time. I don't want him staring at me, so...
Yeah. And then there's the scene in the refinery where they're Anakin and her trying to work their way down the conveyor belt of doom. And there's this one scene where there's just this machine, and it just goes up and down, but it's flat on the top, and it's just going up and down about waist height. Why didn't she just hop on top of that? And she could have waited it out from on top of that thing. Yeah. She didn't need to keep moving. There was nothing chasing her.
Yep.
She was just trying to make it through the conveyor belt alive.
Yep. It was a visually fun scene, but you're all right. They could have been off that system.
See, to me, this is only explained by one other movie, Galaxy Quest.
Oh,
it serves absolutely no purpose.
Yes,
Galaxy. It was just in an episode.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just you gotta get the timing just right. Why the fuck's this even in here? I don't know.
Because it was in the episodes. Yeah, I rewatched that not too long ago because it was on Netflix. I was like,
oh, it's such a great movie.
I'm watching that, and it was
really just point out all of the big plot holes in other movies.
Yeah, I mean Star Trek. Obviously, they parodied that, but yeah, even Star Wars and other ones it pops in there, and it's it's fun. Yeah. Oh, but yeah,
I think I'm gonna stop, reaching in and trying to find more of these because we'll end up being here a minute because I'll come up with more.
I mean, no doubt you might find something, but is it really enough that
I'm not gonna find enough that the movie's completely foobar, but I'm gonna find enough to where we're gonna.
Well, let's do something on the flip side here then before we end this. We point out a lot of what makes you fall apart, and we'll mention whether the movie's good or bad regardless. But what is the one positive thing about the movie that brought for the rest of the
finally get to see a large group of Jedis owning.
Okay, so you actually see Group of Jedi in action is what it really brought to the universe.
Name one other movie you've seen more than 2 to 3 Jedi, or 2 to 3 Force-sensitive people in the same room at the same time.
Yep.
I can remember. All right, if you want to count Leia, there's Luke, Leia, and Vader in a room on Cloud City. There was Luke, Vader, and the Emperor in a room on the Death Star too.
Yep.
Okay? This is the first time, I mean, this movie is where you really get to see a bunch of Jedis doing what Jedis do. Which is
you get to see the Masters fighting and being quite badasses at it too.
Yeah,
so
I mean...
I'll give you that. Yeah, that definitely did bring that to light.
And as much as you hate it, I love the decapitation scene. I didn't feel it was anticlimactic.
I didn't feel the death was wrong. I just felt that it was rushed. Anticlimactic because of how rushed it felt.
But you see, I think that, honestly, I like that scene because it really did, it gave you more reason to believe that Mace Windu's a badass as compared to Boba Fett.
Yeah.
What does Boba Fett do? That that fucking Mace Windu didn't just trump with that one scene.
Yeah, no.
It's like, oh yeah, he's one of the world's greatest bounty hunters. He's an efficient killer. He gave Obi a fucking run for his money. Mace Windu walks up and goes, you got something on your shirt there. It's your head.
Yeah. No, you're right, and we did establish a lot of the Jedi and how good they were, and even, I think, because even though I don't consider this movie to fit really with the title Star Wars, the end of the movie, when the clones do come in to fight with the Jedi, it's like, it started. It's the Clone Wars. And it feels like Star Wars at this point now, to me at least. And so, yeah, the end of the movie was, I think, for all the slow parts and the pad, the end, it really comes together. You're like, okay.
Yeah. I would like to cover once again, though, I think it's only called Star Wars because it's really showing the beginning, middle, and end of a war. It was never meant to be the one-shot movie Star Wars. It was always meant to be this whole thing, which shows an entire war playing out.
And I remember that you said that last time, and I understand the perspective.
Yeah, and that's just my thought on it.
And it's a good counter argument against my take on why where the title Star Wars and what really fits in does it. Yeah. But I mean, really, for Attack of the Clones, I think we've pretty much kind of just pull what we can and say what we can.
Yeah.
So I guess next time we'll be doing Revenge of the Sith and end the prequels. Well, except for Rogue One, because that's technically a prequel as well.
Rogue One is in fact a prequel.
So we're going to end the prequel trilogy with Revenge of the Sith next time, and then we'll do the original trilogy, Force Awakens, and of course Rogue One. And by then,
just gotta give people time so it's not a spoiler, you know. Yeah. Even though that movie's been thoroughly spoiled for me. Because somebody said, this is my Suicide Squad. And then I realized, well, what am I supposed to take that to mean?
Sorry if anyone hasn't seen it yet. Spoilers.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't spoil.
Sorry about that. It seems the audio got cut off. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. This has been Tom and Blake, of course. Have a good one.